Hey everybody, what is up? Welcome to a new series on my channel called Opinionated Patch Report. And this show will dive into patches that come out for games that I have taken a liking to, like Paragon and Dark Souls 3, and give you guys an overview of what the patch is, as well as my opinion towards the changes within said patch. So on today's episode, we're talking about Paragon's newest patch, patch 0.24.1, and with this patch comes a variety of changes and fixes, but predominantly what we get is a variety of nerfs to Murdock, which has been very sorely needed. He has been overpowered as all hell. We also have some deck system changes, making the system closer to that of what it was prior to the recent update, where it kind of changed everything, where you could like link cards, where you could link upgrade cards to equipment cards, and that was a pain, and it actually lost some functionality, so they just now restored that same functionality. And they also introduced 10 new cards, of which have some interesting modifiers to them, which will give you buffs depending on certain status effects applied to you. Let's dive in, see if they're good changes or if they suck. Now I'm just going to go straight down the list here. The first thing we get is a report player button. It appears on the in-game escape menu and in the top level as well for access at the post-game scoreboard. Report will send us a screenshot, logs, and account info. This is great, so if people leave now, or if you find somebody cheating, bam, you can report them. That's been sorely needed because leavers have been kind of rampant lately. Next, we have the deck builder updates. Filters have returned from the shadow plane, and this is great. This makes putting a deck together a lot easier because you can filter by a variety of things and combine certain filters if you're looking for a very specific upgrade or equipment card. Very nice. Added stacking floating card support to the card shop. Added linked versus unlinked indicators for cards in the card shop, also very important. And finally, added a button that skips card linking entirely and adds directly to the deck, and it's called Add Directly. And this is a godsend because prior to this, I put cards into my deck and I was like, oh, you can like link upgrade cards to your equipment. That's interesting. So I did that, and I found that once I actually got in game, everything was super limited. The equipment cards were limited directly to the upgraded cards linked to it. And I was like, oh damn, so if I wanted to change my build based on the enemy, or maybe just I wanted to change my build in general, I couldn't because they were linked, which sucked. And the only way to unlink them was to remake the build completely, and it was just a pain. So I'm really glad that these changes have been implemented because they're much closer to the way they were before. And it's just much nicer. And I understand the reason why they have the whole linking system in the first place, to help ease people into the genre and maybe help ease them into making builds just a little bit easier. But it's honestly only for the noobiest of noobs. I wouldn't use it even if you are... No, just don't. We also got a change to the jungle, which made me very happy, and what it is the initial spawns for the red and blue jungle camps have been increased from the 1 minute and 30 second mark to the 2 minute and 30 second mark. And the way they say it is their intent behind this change is to curb the effect of the whole team getting red and blue buffs and then white camps right after. So the whole thing with this is diminishing the effects of rolling around in the death ball group as a team and getting all the jungle camps super quickly right at the minute 30 mark, and then going of course into lanes and screwing people up. So by delaying that a whole minute, those buffs and thusly that experience to the whole death ball is diminished some, which I think will help overall in the long run. Alright, so how about those 10 new cards, huh? Well, half of them are rare cards that cost 3 CP and have usually one stat like give cooldown reduction, or will cost 4 CP and give health and mana regen, but also they have these effects that kick in when you are either burning or bleeding. So for example, when bleeding, gain physical armor, when burning, gain energy armor, or when burning, increase attack speed and movement speed. These are really situational to the point where it's honestly not worth it, just for the little that they give you. I'm talking like, maybe 20 damage, or maybe 20 armor, or 20 resistance, or 20 attack speed. 20 is it's not worth it in my opinion. It's just not, because it's so rare that you'll ever find yourself bleeding or burning, and those effects don't even last that long to begin with. And for the rest of the new cards, we have universal cards that only cost 1 CP, except for one card that costs 2 CP. And these cards will give you 100 health, or 7.6 physical damage, energy damage, or 22 armor, or 22 energy armor. And these only cost 1 CP, so it's in their equipment cards, right? They're not upgrade cards. So having 1 CP equipment cards really kind of changes the way the beginning game could be played, because you could have a health potion, mana potion, and a extra 100 health for 3 points total. Or you could switch out the health for more damage, or for armor. Armor would be great early on. That much armor, that would mitigate a fair amount of damage. That's great. I think that's a great change, and I hope they expand upon that and iterate upon that and give us more options to work with. That would be awesome. They could really go to town, just expanding the whole repertoire of cards we get in the future, and I'm looking forward to that. And next we have the changes to Murdock. Now this has been a long time coming, because as far as 80 carry ranged carries goes, he is the premier powerhouse of Paragon. Like, he will wreck you, he will murder you, because that's what Murdock does. But thankfully they fixed and nerfed a lot of his scaling, so his late game isn't as powerful. They also reduced his innate attack speed. So it was 1.5 attack speed, right? Now it's 1.2. And his basic attack scaling went from 1 to 1.5 endgame, right? That's what it was. And now it's 0.8 to 1.2. So a good deal lower, at probably 25%. That's good. And for his baseline attack damage, it was at 50 starting out, and now it starts at 40. And it used to go all the way up to 74, right? Whenever you would level up his basic attack. But now it only goes up to 59. So it's a fair amount lower, and he's not useless now by any stretch of the word. He's still very powerful if he's built correctly. He's just not going to be super easy to build, really powerful, because the scaling has been reduced. So all around, great changes, awesome job. Excellent. This was within like a week of their last patch. This is impressive, the speed that they exhibit and the way they change the game and listen to feedback of the community. I love it. Then we have a variety of bug fixes, for anything from a fix to prevent bunny hopping exploit, that sounds good, to fixing a crash that could happen when searching for a match while solo. Hey, that's great. You know, they're looking for crashes. A lot of these are crash fixes or network error messages, or some occasionally being stuck loading on launch, stuff like that. That's been fixed. That's good. And then their final changes are to the replay system. They fixed a lot of bugs and stuff through there. A new search tab added to replays, added searchable replay ID for players to easily search for, added additional toggle for HUD displays, so you can press triangle on the PS4 or H on the PC, and you get the default where all the HUD is on, or option 1 where only player health is on. And this is great for people who want to make montage clips and show that, hey, this guy's really low health. Otherwise it's just all the HUD is off, and that's what it was before, all HUD on, all HUD off. But now you get to at least see health, so that's cool. And also added outlines to heroes in the world during replays, and that'll make it easier to see heroes as well, and I look forward to experimenting with that in my own montage videos. And that pretty much covers this 0.24.1 patch. So far, great patch. A lot of the changes I really like. Some of them were duds, like 5 of those cards that have the burning or the bleeding changes, stuff like that. It's really negligible. I'm personally never going to use them. I could see them maybe being useful if they bring out a bunch of heroes who have effects like that, like bleeding and stuff. But right now, it's just too few. I mean, Iggy and Scorch and Grux and Akali. That's pretty much it. Or Kalari, I'm sorry. She's freaking League of Legends. But, so, yeah, that's my first episode, guys. I look forward to bringing more videos like this to you guys, on my channel whenever we get some patches for Dark Souls 3, for Paragon, if there's anything else for any game that I see fit. Maybe Destiny, maybe, because that game still pisses me off. But that's pretty much it, guys. If you enjoy videos like this, please hit that like button. Leave a comment down below. What do you think of this patch? Was there anything that you hated? Was there anything that you liked that I hated, maybe? Did you like those cards with the bleed effects and junk? Yeah, let me know in the comments below. And again, if you like this kind of video, then hit that subscribe button, because you'll get one like this every single time a patch comes out. and you'll want to be there for it to be informed of what's good, what's bad, and what's ugly. So thank you again for watching, guys, and I will catch you next time.